hot in this room as well. But yeah, no, I'm a little bit exhausted because I spent the whole majority of the day floating down the river with my cousin. It's called Arebötle in Swiss German. It's a place where you go like far up to the river. You have like either a rubber boat or rubber rings that that has a little net in the middle, so you don't have your ass constantly down below. You have your waterproof bag, so you can put all your shit in there, and you just float down the river for like 3 hours. It's very nice, especially when it's like nice and sunny. You just have the cooling water below you. You can hop in and swim, and then come back out and hop back into the ring or the boat. I saw one day somebody that had like an inflatable giant like rainbow swan, which was awesome. Like easily 8 people could fit on that thing. It was only 4 people, but easily 8 people could fit on it. No, actually, I think it was like 5 to 6 people on it, but more could have fit on it for sure. It was cool. But yeah, we had to use our body to like make sure that we don't thrash against the walls sometimes. At least it didn't go like last time where I actually bashed my head against a branch. Because like the currents can be extremely fast, and sometimes you just have to like, as my cousin says, like, let God take the wheel, and we're like, okay, sure. And sometimes God just like flings us a bit too far to the left. Let me actually check with somebody real quick before we start reading. All right. Other than that, then I had myself some delicious pizza that my cousin owned me because I won a bet. That was fun. His fault for underestimating. No, actually overestimating like what we were betting on. So, yeah, the bet was like from like Christmas time. So like, finally got my free pizza. Alrighty then, but now, how about we get started? I know that Howard will eventually pop in, maybe, or maybe he's dead asleep. Who knows? I highly doubt that. He has always been very responsive on a Saturday. So, but let's just get started. I don't know if the whole thing of like keeping track of the authors makes a lot of sense in the long run, because I think it's nice to like give them credit where credit is due, but at the same time that credit is going to happen 8 months later. I don't know. I think we should just keep up with the credits for now. It's just like I rewatched myself and I was like, does this make any sense to do? Do it like now and then like that it's not gonna be heard until like Christmas. Actually, this session should be out. This should be like probably this. I'm not sure which SCP will be out on New Year's Eve, but yeah, we're getting close to where New Year's Eve SCPs will come out now for next year. Like, that's crazy. But yeah, for now, let's just keep it up. So, oh hey, it's Decibels again. All right, Decibels. We had you just a moment ago. We had you with. Yes, there we go. 2091. That was the last week Saturday where all the audio went missing. Great. Okay, well, Decibel, your next one is called Safe Haven. So, Let's see what safe haven is all about, shall we? Okay, it's not showing the right one. Let me just there we go. Oh yeah, last week's one. Okay, can we get the text out? There we go. Got that out. Alrighty then. I'm gonna put this over here this time so I can actually see it much easier if everything goes wrong. Safe haven, which is very fitting to its name. Object class is safe. Special containment procedures. SCP-2110 is to be monitored on site by at least 2 level 3 personnel at all times under the cover story of maintaining it to prevent any damage. As the site has been marked as a historical landmark in need of preservation by the Junior Gosnold's Preservation Trust, no further action should be needed. However, if there is a breach of knowledge to the public and or civilians are found to have successfully entered SCP-2110, Class A amnestics are to be administered when necessary, with affected individuals monitored for up to 28 days. Disinformation campaigns are to be undertaken to suppress any information about the anomalous effects of SCP-2110. Any personnel who are American-born, Brazilian-born, belong to the Wampanoag tribe, have lived on Martha's Vineyard, or have had friends or immediate family live on Martha's Vineyard for more than 5 consecutive years, are not permitted under any circumstances to enter SCP-2110 more than once. Any personnel who wish to conduct interviews with Dashmore must not be American-born, Brazilian-born, belong to the Wampanoag tribe, have lived on Martha's Vineyard, or have had friends. Yeah, okay. Yeah. We got it. Personnel must submit a questionnaire 2 weeks in advance for overview and approval from the Hazardous Materials Containment Liaison, HMCL, and must undergo a monitoring period of 28 days after interviewing has finished, during which they will be cycled off-site until any desire to re-enter SCP-2110 has worn off. All information about any cases regarding individuals whose appearance match -1 are to be suppressed, and the current status of these cases is to be maintained. And here we have a picture of SCP-2110. Very, very colorful. Is that the... Ah, God, my chin is so itchy. Is that the trans color? The trans flag colors? Am I right? Am I wrong? I don't want to sound like an idiot right now. I probably did sound like an idiot though. I just want to try the sensitivity of this thing. There we go. Maybe I don't know. Like I don't know if I'm supposed to have the mic like this. No, that's definitely weaker. Just keep it like that. It's fine. It's fine. Oh, I should probably check. I always check the. There we go. Check the device properties. There we go. There we go. Now we have it. That's why I thought it tuned down the sensitivity a little bit. Always double checking that stuff is annoying. Okay, now we should have a good volume. Description: SCP-2110 is a 2-story gingerbread cottage in Oak Bluffs, Massachusetts, built in 18. With a footnote that says, a gingerbread cottage is part of an architectural style known as Carpenter Gothic that became common in the late 19th century in North America. Let me see that. I want to see how that looks like. Ah, okay, I gotcha, because it's like colorful and it makes sense because like this picture is very colorful. Okay, I get you. There's no recorded history of habitation and it is unknown when its anomalous properties manifested. Observing the inside of the cottage via a remote-controlled rover shows that the cottage is abandoned and in disrepair. When trying to look in through the windows on the first floor, the view is completely obscured by various objects such as curtains or furniture. Windows on the second floor appear to be blocked in a similar manner as the first. Whenever a subject enters SCP-2110, the inside of the college will be completely furnished and repaired with furnishings and appliances matching architecture styles commonly used in the current time period. Okay. There are no electronic appliances in the household. -1 appears in the dining area and kitchen when SCP-2110 is entered with food present in the dining area. Very Hansel and Gretel style. You know, like, it's like, oh, welcome to my safe haven. Here, have some food. Have some more 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 food. And then you're like, no, I don't want more food. I'm good. All furnishing, appliances, and food can be removed from the home, although the next time a person enters the college, the items will have been replaced. All objects and food taken from SCP-2110 have been found to be non-anomalous. Shortly after the subject enters SCP-2110-1 will welcome them, as well as invite the subject over to the dining area to eat dinner with them regardless of time of entry. See, dinner, I'm telling you. Very Hansel and Gretel. -1 is a designation given to 7 individuals who appear in the college once a person enters. Barack Obama! Yeah, here, have some more food. All individuals except -1A are similar in appearance to people reported missing between 18 and 2000, and all last seen on Martha's Vineyard. Another footnote saying here, an island located south of Cape Cod, Massachusetts. Interviews with them have shown that they all act in familial structure with age and gender determining the familial role of each individual. Explanations as to how -1 arrived on Martha's Vineyard have not been given. However, with the exception of -1-A, all have either lived on Martha's Vineyard at some point in their lives, or have had friends or immediate family who have lived there for more than 5 consecutive years. -1 is aware of any technological or social advances in the public world, regardless of any conversation with them on the matter. So even if they don't own it, they are aware of, like, you could be like, oh yeah, the Switch 2 is coming out. They're like, oh yeah, I heard that the Switch 1 was doing really well, so it makes sense that, like, you know, they want to give it a little update, make it a bit better, you know. You're like, how do you know that? How do you know that? You don't have a computer here. You don't have internet here. -1A, big father. No, it just says father. White, birthplace unknown, mid-50s, 1.9 meters. Jesus. The only individual in the group who does not match any known missing persons case. Calm down, ladies. I know he's tall. But calm down. -1B, mother. Wampanoag, born in Massachusetts, late 60s, 1.7 meters tall, matches missing persons case from 18 from the town of Massachusetts. -1C, uncle, Afro-Brazilian, born in Rio de Janeiro, late 40s, 2 meter tall, matches missing persons cases from 19 from Massachusetts. Interviews with witnesses and subjects have reported that -1C is unable to communicate verbally and speaks solely in Brazilian Sign Language, with -1F given translations. And then we have -1D2E, on the nephew. Brazilian, born in Massachusetts, mid-30s and 11, 1.65 meters and 1.4 meters, matches missing person case from 2000 from Massachusetts. And then -1F, son, Brazilian, born in Massachusetts, 20, 1.6 meters, matches missing persons case from 2000 from the town of Massachusetts. And then 1G, daughter, white, born in 21, 1.55 meters, formerly D9350, used for testing the anomalous properties of SCP-2110 in order to artificially create a new instance of -1. Okay, so that answers my question, if they are actually related or if this SCP just creates a family. And now we know it does create a family. Although the subject may leave of their own free will, they will usually accept -1's offer to eat with them. As the subject eats, they will report feeling at ease and comfortable with -1. During this time, -1 will be willing to answer questions. After leaving, do I have water still? A little bit, okay. After leaving, the subject will express a desire to revisit SCP-2110. I mean, who doesn't want to revisit a lovely family home with good food? Who doesn't? Who doesn't? This will last for a time period of 3 days to 28 days. The subject can resist visiting SCP-2110 as time goes on, and the desire to revisit wears off. However, the more times they visit SCP-2110, the stronger their urge will be. Class A amnestics have been shown to successfully wipe any memories of SCP-2110. As the subject visits to SCP-2110 more, they will report a closer bond to -1, relating personal history and stories about family to them at the request of -1, as well as speaking more casually and openly. You feel comfortable, you just want to talk about your life, your family, and your troubles. After 2 to 6 visits, subjects who are American-born, Brazilian-born, or belong to the Wampanoag tribe will be invited to sleep on the second story of the college. And that's when they're experimenting. That's when they take you apart. According to interviews with -1, no one has declined this offer. When the subject goes to sleep on the second floor, regardless of any external influence or commands to exit the area, all video and audio feed will cut off and all contact will be lost with the subject. Who would have thought? The next time someone enters SCP-2110, the subject will have become another instance of -1. So at the moment you sleep in the second floor, it's over. You're part of the family. Despite these effects shown across all test subjects, -1 has been known to only invite subjects who are American-born, Brazilian-born, or belong to the Wampanoag tribe to sleep the night in SCP-2110. -1 claims to have not invited anyone else, and here we have another photo. I think that's for the night thing. Mother Winer has been known to have a strong Brazilian community since the 19th century. The Wampanoag tribe has lived in Aquina for around 10,000 years. And then number A. SCP-2110 was discovered following a gradual increase of missing persons report on Martha's Vineyard with a direct correlation of rumors of a haunted house featuring entities similar to said missing persons. Is it then... Would you call that... By the way, I just now realized that I can just see the... Remember when I was like, oh, is this the color? It's right there. I could just compare and contrast. It's similar. You could argue the pink is a bit pinkier, but it's in the same vein. Okay. What was I? But yeah, if the moment like the missing persons are in the house, would that be a haunted house or a clearly a cold brainwashing missing people house? Because that would be my logical step. Like, oh, all the missing people are in this house acting weird. I'd be like, yeah, maybe they got brainwashed. Maybe After interviewing eyewitnesses exposed to SCP-2110, its basic effects were understood. The interview log Alpha 1 through C. Well, we have Gamma here. Also, this is not Alpha 1, it's Alpha A through C. We have Gamma A, D, and E down here, though. There were 6 instances of -1 at the time of initial containment and subsequent testing. Although interviews with eyewitnesses revealed a familial structure in -1, individuals were not forthcoming in explaining their relationship or the individual time of joining to SCP-2110. Only testing and interviews done with -1 have provided answers. And here we have some interviews. Let's go. Interview -1. Interview D9350. So this was been before the D class became one of them. D9350 has been outfitted with audio and video feed in order to interview -1 and to prevent SCP-2110 from affecting any Foundation personnel. All questions have been picked by researcher Aquina and supervisor Santiago, located in a nearby building for monitoring. As this was D9350's first interview with SCP-2110, D9350 was given relevant information on SCP-2110 in order to conduct the interview, and have been ordered not to answer any questions posed by -1 or to veer off script unless ordered to by supervising personnel. Begin log 2132. D9350 sits with the rest of -1 to eat dinner. After joining them in a prayer with the insistence of -1 and the approval of supervising agents, D9350 begins to speak. So, which of you are the parents in this family? I am this family father. And my faithful wife, -A gestures to -B on his right, is the mother. How long have we been together now, dear? I'd say around, 100 years now? Our marriage really has stuck together for all this time, hasn't it? Years? How old are you two then? It's gotten harder and harder to recall now. I'm in my mid-50s and is in her late 60s. God has certainly blessed us to keep our union together, hasn't he? My, he has. Wait, that's aunt, and that's the nephew. Okay, the nephew is saying something. So, mamãe, papai. Oh God, it's Portuguese. A gente não sabe de onde ela veio. What did he say? And D is the aunt. Oh, he's asking where you came from. I'd like to know too. You look like you came out of prison. Now, sister, we mustn't turn one away because of past sins. Don't you remember 2 Peter 3:9? Superfluous data omitted. Never had any easy after that, you know. It was the first time I landed in trouble at high school. My parents weren't that pleased. They get pretty strictly punished. -1-C communicates with 1-F giving a translation. Is a son, okay. But the punishment wasn't meant to show the true love for you, correct? I've always doubted it. Foi tão ruim assim? Is that I Huh? Was it that bad? Well, I don't know if at this point personnel order D9350 to stop speaking about her criminal record and leave SCP-2110 to conclude the interview. D9350 finishes eating and announces her leave as -1 exchanges goodbye with D9350. -1F approaches her. Is that the son again? Yeah, that's the son. Goodbye, child. It was wonderful to have you here. Well, I hope you come again soon. God is with you, always. N-log 22-5. Closing statement. In the post-interview analysis, D9350 reports feeling slightly elated and not so bad, expressing a desire to communicate with -1. D9350 was then withheld from visiting SB211 over a period of 6 days, after which he no longer expressed any intention of re-entering. And now we have interview Gamma D. Gamma D. Again, the same people. Forward D9350 has been outfitted with the same setup as last time. Was told to talk naturally with -1 to study its conversation habits, if not questioned or interviewed. Specifically, D9350 was asked to continue divulging information from the previous interview in order to test -1's reactions. Begin log 2250. D9350 sits with the rest of -1 to eat dinner, joining them in the same prayer as the previous interviews without waiting for approval from observing agents. Shortly after, the meal commences. Você parece nervosa. Hola, e que você diz? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I never learned Portuguese, especially not Brazilian Portuguese. What did he say? Oh, it's all right, dear. I'm sure the nephew meant no harm in his statement. He simply remarked that you looked nervous. Ah, yes. You were mentioning something about yourself the last time you had come over. Did you want to keep talking about it? Would you like more pasta on your plate? No, thank you. I'm fine with that. Anyway, I would like to keep sharing. It's kind of something that made me nervous to share, though, given how religious you all are. We have always been taught, as well as teach others, to love all of His children regardless of their history and to accept them into our homes. Speak freely. Man, if that's the case, you are a lot more progressive than most people. Most -1s turn to look at D9350 and listen, with -1D and -1E still eating. Well, when I was 16, I felt conflicted about myself when I was in life. So I went online and found groups that I could talk to, right? Superfluous, data omitted. No, come on! I'm actually interested in her life story! But he's a sinner. How could you say that God could accept the kind of sin into his kingdom? I knew that was a delinquent from this moment he entered. Now, why should we turn away someone because of that? Wants to ask something. Wouldn't this cover us with his sin? Mamma, de que vos esa falando? Nada importante, Guerrita. Everyone, please calm down so I can speak. But father. Wait, isn't the aunt? Yeah. Huh. Why is the aunt saying father? I guess that's like, yeah, it's like there's like in certain languages you call each other by like your titles, like you'd be like father, even though like they're like the aunt or like the nephew and stuff like that. It's just yeah, and I heard of like there are some families that do that. But father, we never had to deal with anything like this before. Whether it was a family. I don't want my child to grow up every day with someone like. It is important for the nephew to grow up every day with her. We have learned to love and accept those who come into contact with, regardless how we receive them or their sins. Should we not do the same for her as we have done for others? All-1 stops talking for 22 seconds, looking at another D9350. After that, -1A turns to face D9350. Would you like to spend the night with us? I apologize for this behavior you have witnessed, but I can assure you that you will be safe here. I believe everyone will come to accept you as I have. Do you need some time to think? Superior's data omitted. I've caused trouble here as well, right? And then we will learn to adapt. Though you haven't caused trouble to begin with, I'm sure you won't cause any more in the future for us. Only if you're sure he won't. And log 13, so like past midnight. Close statement. At this point, researcher Aquina and Supervisor San Diego told D9350 to accept -1's offer. Shortly after D9350 followed -1A up to the second floor, all visual and audio feed was cut and no response from D9350 was heard before recording stopped 10 minutes later. And here we go. Now we have the next interview, which means that they became the daughter figure. Now it's interesting because like it does say daughter, but in the second interview it constantly said his sin. They like we should like how, but he is a sinner, right here, which indicates that perhaps the family roles that they get don't necessarily connect to the gender that they are. Which, again, with the color of the house, is fine. It makes a perfect sense. That makes actually a lot of sense. Why like the dog could actually be a guy. So. Oh, one more. Sorry, I was about to read the same interview again. -1 Agent Hertz. After 4 weeks without any contact from D9350, Agent Hertz, under monitoring by researcher Aquina and Supervisor Santiago, was sent to interview -1 for 4 weeks after the previous interview. Specifically, D9350, hereafter referred to as -1G, was chosen to be the main interviewee in order to learn more about the conversation process. Agent Hertz was chosen due to being German-born and was briefed on both SCP-2110's effects as well as being clear to all previous interviews and logs. Now I wonder, because they are German-born, if that changes how the anomalies behave. How does the family interact with somebody who's not, fitting any of the check marks that they need? Agent Hertz was asked to answer questions posed by -1 as needed, but not to divulge information about his background or history at any point. Begin log 1642, Agent Hertz enters SCP-2110, after which all -1 instances manifest. The only notable difference is the introduction of the new instance, -1G, who calls over to Hertz and invites him to eat. After accepting the offer and sitting at the table to join the rest of the -1, everyone but Hertz gets into the praying position. Is something wrong? Don't you want to pray with the rest of us? No thanks. I'm not exactly the religious type. Oh, that's alright. I'm not exactly either. I know you should pray anyway, but there's a special case with someone new joining us for dinner. So you'd say you don't believe in God? Not quite. I guess I believe in him. Are you still sure? The prayer is simple, enough for the both of us to be able to recite it with ease anyhow. Our Lord in heaven. Can you tell me what happened 4 weeks ago, when you were asked to sleep here? At point 1-1G pauses and looks up to the ceiling for 2 minutes, as the rest of the group continues to pray without it, before saying amen with the rest of the group and turning back to Hertz. Have you ever had a religious experience before? Like a near-death experience, and you can see the afterlife, or in church, all by yourself, and hearing someone big speak? I'm afraid I can't really answer that. So no, you haven't gone to church even once as a kid? I'm not at liberty to discuss information about my background. It's hard to explain then. I was sleeping. I just woke up in the middle of the night. I could just hear someone speaking, but when I went to check, everyone else was fast asleep. So I went back to my room to sleep, and then again, when I was asleep, I could hear someone speak. I woke up, and in front of me was this thing. I'm still not sure exactly. Was it humanoid? Yeah. It was huge as well, and shining so bright. I could barely make it out. Sounds like an angel to me, my daughter. Right. That explains it. I was lay in awe, and I thought I could hear it say something. I can't remember what it said or why I was there. A blessing? I'm not sure. I was pretty tired that night when I went to visit, and mentally drained from all the fighting people were doing over me. Maybe I just imagined it. Why did you not leave the next day then? Well, there's another thing. Haven't you ever felt scared as you grew up, or gone through some bad experiences? Again, I'm not in the liberty to. You probably wouldn't really understand if you haven't then. Finding a place where you'd be welcome and cared for, that's something anyone would want. Right? End log 1645. Closing statement, Agent Hertz proceeded to end the interview shortly thereafter. Good, because like, if you're not careful enough, they might, rope you in. They might have you right where they want you. Safe haven. That's it's actually, I mean, it's understandable why, it's still, risky for mankind, because you go missing, and you literally become somebody else's family member. But it does sound very peaceful. It's definitely very much like, no matter what your background is. Well, I mean, at the end, American-born, Brazilian-born, Wanganok tribe is what they prefer, or at least what the effect seems to be a lot stronger with. But it does very much like, you do feel at comfort with these group, because yeah, you're not getting judged. You're not getting judged. People are okay with who you are as a person. They care for you. Yeah, no, I get it. I get wanting to be like in an environment like that. And yeah, safe haven is a good thing. Like, yeah, don't be scared. Don't be scared. You are protected here. You are comfortable here. Solid. Very solid.